Hello, 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 my art chit chat people. How are you? I am good. I have missed chatting with you on my art chit chat. So today is the last day of World Watercolor Month. Can you believe it? 31 days of watercolor. I can't believe I stuck with it. I even had one really rough weekend, but I still did it anyways, and I did 31 drawing or paintings. So what I want to do is I want to do a watercolor flip through and talk about this with you, and just talk about my process. First of all, I can't believe I stuck with it, Miss. I'm the queen of cancellation. I usually never finish anything. Terribly, but I'm so proud of myself for sticking with it. Even when I had really bad news in that really bad weekend, I still did the paintings. In the beginning, I was very uncomfortable with the prompts, as you could see in the beginning, and then we'll go through. So this is, first of all, I had this sketchbook in my truck for over a year. So I thought I was going to do plein air painting. Nope. But thank God, because it is a nice sketchbook. I can't even remember where I got it from, but let's start, shall we? So here is, I'm putting this in the front. This is the prompt list and my checkoffs. So I thought that would be good. So let's start. So the very first prompt was pattern, and I did an acorn because I remember the patterns of the acorn, and I'm very new to prompts. I wanted to do Inktober, but the prompts scared me, so I never did it, but I'm doing it this year. So I figured, well, if I don't do the prompts, I'll just do a painting a day. And that's how I started. But then as you can see, the prompts started getting to me. So I did pattern, I did an acorn, because I really do love acorns. I do nature journaling also. So that's why I did pattern. And that was that. The second day, I forget what the prompt was, but I didn't do it. Let's see, what was it? The second day was rush. Of course I didn't do that. So I just did, what I did is if I couldn't do the prompt, I would just pick a card out of my color cube book and do whatever was on that color cube, as I would use that as a reference photo. So this was one of them that I did, and I believe, I think I used Inktense here, and I think I also used Inktense paint pans here. Either Inktense or Graphitint is what I used on here. The next day was turn. I thought, I love to do botanicals, and that's another reason I couldn't do the prompts, because I love to do botanicals. I love to do landscapes. So I thought I will do a landscape with gouache. So that's what I did for turn. For the fourth day, I picked another picture from the color cube. This is a succulent. So this was, I believe, Inktense as well. And then, of course, I saw the pattern, or the prompt was patch. And I have friends that live in, that are in Asheville, North Carolina, and I have a friend who has a dog named after Max Patch. So I thought I have to do Max Patch. This is when I started really getting into the prompts. So I did a reference photo of Max Patch, and I believe this is Inktense paint pans. This is also Inktense paint pans for Rusty. I think I could have done this a little better, and just had rust around the edges, but hey, this is the very beginning for me, and this is my journey. I'm still new. So you're going to see that a lot of these paintings are just, they're not professional. They're not greatest, but I'm learning. And I think that was another thing that I learned on this journey. with this World Watercolor Month is because 90% of the time I do classes, and this got me out of my copying stage of where well, I still do reference photos, but I think one of the main reasons why we do use reference photos is because of the colors, because of the colors that you see when you're doing things, you know, like this reference photo. There's so many different colors in a succulent or anything that you look at. There's so many different colors. So that's why I like a reference photo, because I think the different colors that you add, and really off the wall colors, I believe really enhances the paintings for me. So that's day 6 was rusty. So okay, now here's another thing. On the weekends, I do not come to my desk, but I forced myself, and let me tell you, I phoned this one in. Yes, this was just a real quick one for study. But for feather, I thought, you know what? I did a luminescent raven for feather, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So I was starting to really get into it. So then on the 9th day was trunk, and I said, you know what? I will do these prompts, but I'm going to be really literal. Some people are out there, and they they go to town, and you know what? Towards the end, I went to town too. I really started opening up my art brain, and you'll see towards the end. So I did trunk, which I loved in gouache, because I'm new to gouache as well, so this was fun to do. And then, of course, for buried, hey, I'm from Western New York, born and raised Buffalo, New York girl, so I had to do a snow theme for buried, of course. And then for Huddle, I used my own reference photos. I believe this is Derwent, maybe Inktense, because I can tell by these things. I'm gonna have to maybe I'll start putting on the sides here what I do. I've been doing it on other things, but I haven't been doing it here. So I used my own reference photos for this one, because for Huddle, when I used to live in Western New York, I loved my mornies, and they would huddle together when it was cold. And of course, for scratch, now I'm starting to get into it. This is excuse me, Inktense. I really like Inktense, and if it's not Inktense, this might, yeah, it's Inktense. I used Gansai Tambi, I used gouache, I used Inktense. Oh, there was another thing. So this challenge, and not only did it push me, and it pushed me to go to my desk on the weekends, it also helped me to use all my watercolor collections. And you'll see later on, I totally forgot about my ocean paper watercolors, which I went through heck getting them in the first place, and I salivated over them for months and months and months, and finally got them. And then they were in the drawer, and I really didn't use them that much. So this challenge also made me go out and use more of my watercolors, my watercolor sets. So that is day 12. I'm really starting to get into this now. Okay, this is another weekend one, as you can see. Kind of phoned it in. Day 13 was Arch, so I just did this with a graphic water-soluble pencil. Same with this spiral. The next was then I really started to get into this. I believe these are Derwent Inktense paint pans, and this was vitamin. This is I drink a green juice every morning, so that's vitamin. And this one was fiber. This is a yogurt parfait with blueberries. And then day 17 was plant, so I did tomatoes. And then this was a hard one, record. So I was like, I'll do a time capsule. because I didn't want to do a record, a vinyl record, because I'm sure everybody was doing a vinyl record. So I did that. Day 19 was Widen. This was done sitting here at my desk. This is my view outside. And I have like a little cove here, and there's like a little canal, and then it widens. I did notice a few things here that I could have done. Like, I should have done more trees here. This is a boat. These are little docks. I should have made these trees bigger first and then smaller. But I'm learning. These were, I believe these were ocean papers. The next one was striped, so I did candies. Day 21 was filter. Of course, when we did filter, I had to do coffee because I filter coffee every day, every single day. So I did filter. And the next one was pull. So I did a dog pulling his leash. I should have had the leash come out of his mouth a little higher here, but I'm very happy with the way he came out. I love the way I believe this was my Paul Rubens paints. I believe this is Paul Rubens paint set. I really liked him. He's so cute. Okay, this is ocean papers. The word for day 23 was tidal, so I did this. I think I could have done a little bit more shading, but I just didn't want it to get too. Once I do something, even when I'm in my classes and the art teacher's still going and going and going and adding, I can't add anymore. I don't know why. I could have added more, but I didn't want to. But I like it. It did turn out kind of nice. And the thing is, if you could see these things in person, they do look a lot better in person. Of course, for effervescent, I did champagne. I'm very happy with this too. I'm very happy with this. I believe this was Inktense. Yep. This is Inktense. And day 25 was luminous, and I did the moon. Oh, I just really like that. That's pretty. I like that. Then I did global. I'm really starting to get into it now. I really liked this global interpretation that I did for day 26. And then, okay, so day 27, I did obstacle. Alcohol is an obstacle for me. And it was that weekend. But like I said on Instagram, I'm 95% winning the battle. And I'll be quite honest with you. I should not drink. I just shouldn't drink. That's all I need to say right now. Then I did sweet. Of course, for me, a sweet is a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. Absolutely love anything with frosting. Day 28. Day 29 was Serenity, and I did partial reference photo, but pretty much the rest of this was me. And I believe this was my Paul Rubens. This is also Paul Rubens paints. For deck, I did a reference photo from my old home and my old deck and my old yard back in New York. This is Blackie. The squirrel used to come for years, would come. I love these two. These two are really nice. Yeah. Oh, so, and then we only have one more, but what happened was I miscounted and one of my Lindsay classes got in here. So that was a class that I'm taking. But the last day of World Watercolor Month was shell, and I am absolutely so proud of my last one. I did a hermit crab, and how hermit crabs use anything for their shells now, because a lot of times there's no shells there available for them. So it breaks my heart that sometimes they use garbage to create shells, but I just think I just had to get that message across. And that's it. That's 31 days of World Watercolor Month. And I can't believe it. I am fini. Thank you so much for joining me on my art chit chat and going through my my sketchbook with me. The rest of the sketchbook I'm going to use for my Lindsay classes and things like that. And I will do, I have a couple other sketchbooks that I'm using. And I have quite a few sketchbooks that are towards the end of their last pages. And when I have about 3 of them in the next couple of weeks, I will do another sketchbook go through another sketchbook viewing with you guys. But until then, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.